My people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Patala FC. We are within on a blessed Saturday afternoon. Calmer video, chilled video as we share some updates, international duty updates, and transfer rumors as usual. For the Chelsea fan, there is no day of rest when it comes to rumors of players that could join us, players that could leave the club. And with the Club World Cup coming up, every single day we should expect to hear something. And there won't be any players that are like unknown. It seems we're going for the best of the best. But this one surprises me. Another Nico, a Nico to add to Jackson, a Nico Williams. How? How, Chelsea? Why are we even linked to this player? We know as Chelsea fans, we're not willing to pay high wages, right? We understand that. 250 is a case of fortune if you're a Chelsea player right now. So why are we linked to a player that's demanding 300,000 to move away from Bilbao? Wages of 300,000 are not a big deal in Spain. In England, it's a different conversation. Arriving in England, you have to prove yourself first. So why are Chelsea even being speculated around this player? Nico Williams is a star boy. He's a good player. He could still go levels higher than his current status in football. When he meets up with Spain, he shines. At Bilbao, he shines. He won the Copa del Rey, I think, 2 seasons ago with his brother. He's played alongside his older brother, Nico Williams, since his inception at Bilbao. But why are Chelsea in this conversation? I don't see us getting the player, guys. Long and short of it, I don't see this man joining Chelsea. Not at all. Of course, I'd love him to join Chelsea. But if we're not going to get an Osimhen, in what world do we get a Nico Williams? Because he's demanding even more than Osimhen would have demanded. So yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. Of course, I strongly believe we'd all like him to join Chelsea to solidify that left-wing role, especially with us letting go of our freedom fighter.
Greatest fighter for freedom, Jadon Sancho.
3 years ago, I was captured and enslaved by a Red Devil organisation known as Manchester United. It was a terrible time for me. Every week they pay me £250,000 and force me to accept it every single week.
Move on, back to sender vibes. But no, this is not the left wing I think we can seal. We move, guys. More speculation around another winger. In London, West Ham United. The speculation that we'll get Mohamed Kudus. But I believe the asking price won't be something Chelsea will entertain. Chelsea are willing to disrespect you if they feel you don't need the player and they can easily sway you to a cheaper value. Chelsea would definitely lead you in that direction. But Mohamed Kudus and West Ham, I believe 80 million minimum might be quoted. They need to cash in on one of their best players. But Ben Jacobs, who seems to be the main man when it comes to Chelsea news, Ben Jacobs is saying it's just speculation. It's just West Ham using Chelsea as a means to market their player. And it makes sense. Right now, if you're trying to get rid of a player and he's above 70 million, perhaps, putting Chelsea in your speculation, in your rumor, in your journalism would definitely gain some traction amongst other clubs in England, possibly all the clubs in Europe, maybe even Saudi. You get me? But I don't see Mohamed Kudus joining Chelsea either. The speculation that Noni Madueke might join Newcastle, simply speculation. If we lose Noni Madueke in this transfer window, we'll have to replace him. But Chelsea won't buy a player that's going to cost 70 million and above to replace a player like Madueke. That's my opinion. That's just how I feel we're going to move in this window. I see us spending 60 million max for a winger. And then we try to integrate him into Maresca's system. You get me? We move, guys, into defenders. We've spoken on wingers. Time for defenders. And Branthwaite is still being speculated about. Ben Jacobs, again, said that he doesn't see that move happening. Neither do I. I don't see us getting a Branthwaite. We might revert and get Jorrel Hato from Ajax. Because the player in Jorrel Hato can play left back as well as centre back, left-footed defender, and Cucurella needs some backup in that position. Getting a player like Branthwaite does solidify us in the back line. You could see him playing alongside Cole side by side. He's young as well, but Jorrel Hato is much younger. And there's something called Sports, like science sports, but science abbreviated Sci Sports. Sounds like AI stuff, sounds like machine learning stuff to me. But according to that machine learning, Jorrel Hato has a better trajectory over the next few years to become one of Europe's best defenders. We're using data analytics at Chelsea. We've been doing it. It's not new. It's not new. But who are we to be using such metrics as a means to buy players? I don't know. It might work, it might not. We're in a technological world, a technological time. Uh, but yeah, we'll see about that. I would go for Jorrel Hato, though. I think it's okay. Yes, he's from the Dutch league, not proven. The English league, the tempo is higher, more aggressive play. But I think he's got the build for a player that can mold himself into Maresca's system. And I think he can shine for Chelsea over time. You know, we buy players, but we have to integrate them. Fortunately, we have a system with Maresca that we know is fixated on certain positions and players playing a certain way. So Jorrel Hato would arrive and receive instant instructions. You get me? Let's jump into international duty, guys, because there were so many Chelsea link-ups. Ecuador versus Brazil. Caicedo and Paes for Ecuador link up with Esteval Willian and Andre Santos of Brazil. You get me? Quartet speaking on the pitch after the game. The game ended 0-0. Player of the match, Moise Caicedo. Are we surprised? No. Masked Caicedo, guys. We've seen masked Diego Costa, masked Rudiger, but Moise Caicedo masked. Show me a player better than him. Is he not N'Golo Kante? Is he just not N'Golo Kante's level with that mask on? You get me? What a player he is. What a great season Caicedo's had. He's continuing into international duty. May he take this form to the Club World Cup and we cook. We make ourselves the favorites by having the best DM in the world. You get me? We move, guys. Esteval Willian and Andre Santos made debuts for their nation. Santos off the bench, Esteval Willian starting for Don Carlo. And I believe the only reason Esteval Willian couldn't impact the game is because he was found in a midfield where he had to face up Moise Caicedo. Unfortunately, gives him confidence at club level, like, yo, I'm going to be playing with this guy. But for international South American football, he might face a headache every time he faces the regen of N'Golo Kante. You get me? Happy for the boys, though, to be starting games for their nations, starting, of course, for us at Chelsea. You know, let their football continue. Let their legs remain hard. Leg day, no rest for the boys, but they're young. They're building their game. Caicedo is still young, guys. There's still levels to his game that he will reach as much as he's a star. Esteval Willian, we're going to welcome him after the Club World Cup. He'll play for Palmeiras at the Club World Cup, unfortunately. But Andre Santos, who came on, said a prayer. You know how they do. And he starts his Brazil career, rather. And I hope he flourishes. Under Don Carlo, I really hope he's a mainstay in the 11. And I hope he's a mainstay for Chelsea when he joins us. You get me? Chesticles, guys, forgive me. We move. Gusto versus Spain. Gusto came off the bench to play what he prefers to play. Maresca's been throwing him under the bus by making him invert into the midfield. I think we agree as Chelsea fans that if Gusto had remained doing the same duty that he did under Pochettino, he would be a better player. But we saw that player for France. He was the reason for the third goal for France, though France were a bit of a thrashing. They experienced a thrashing when it came to Spain. But Gusto had an impact in the game. We need to see that from Gusto at Chelsea. Unfortunately, we might not because of Maresca's system, but I'm happy for Gusto to finally be in Deschamps' plans. And for the World Cup, who's to say Gusto won't be a starter? I'm excited for the boy. Guess who Gusto was facing on the same flank, though? Pocketing Dembele. Cucurella. When we signed you from Brighton, we had no idea. This level. He went to the Euros, won the Euros. Actually, before the Euros, end of the season, going into the Euros, Cucurella stepped up. And he's never turned back. He's going from strength to strength. One of the best left backs in the world. Unfortunately, the likes of Nuno Mendes exist. You get me? But Cucurella is in the chats. Top 5 left backs in the world. Do you leave Cucurella out at this point? I think that would be blasphemy. The boy is playing well. The man is playing brilliantly well. Cucurella, we're happy with you. Can't wait for next season to see you even better yourself again. You get me? We move one more, but this one, unfortunately, is a bit on the negative side. Pedro Neto for Portugal. Neto concerns me, guys. When we signed this player from Wolves, I really felt we finally sealed off the right wing for a couple of seasons. Conference League final, Neto couldn't implement himself in the game. He couldn't come out and show his brilliance. A lot of the times, I've seen Neto make decisions that are questionable, shoot when he doesn't need to, and refusing to pass when he should have. Things like that. Moments in the game that could put us on the upward spiral, but he doesn't make the right decision. Also, he ghosts in games. So seeing him ghost for Chelsea is one thing. Seeing him ghost for his nation, alongside the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, when your job is probably look up and find Ronaldo, but you're not really impacting the game in that regard. Have I overrated Pedro Neto? I feel so, guys. I really feel that way. I feel like I regret believing he would be that player. It's not too late. However, it's not too late. He can still step up and deliver the player that he was at Wolves. You know, he did better his numbers from Wolves. He had his best goal-scoring season last season. But it wasn't enough from a player of Pedro Neto's ability. Am I expecting too much? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm hoping he does a lot more than he actually does. But hey, guys, let me know your thoughts, yeah? Pedro Neto, major concern for me. Going into next season, who's to say he won't be on the bench, especially if we bring in a left winger, a prolific left winger. Esteval Willian could literally be our mainstay right wing. And then Neto could be surplus, if anything. When we bought him for 70 milli. Oh, did Wolves swindle us? I don't know, guys. But these are my thoughts, guys. Major updates. Happy that the boys are starting games regardless, getting game time for their nations. And in terms of transfer speculation, Jorrel Hato. Bring in Jorrel Hato. That's all I need. That's all we need right now. You get me? Blessings, my people.